If Jerry Pete was Hillary Clinton, his ex-friend Brittany would be Seth Julian Assange because she just leaked another batch of incriminating documents about little lonely lewd Lily. Now I'll be following up on the whole Jerry leaks or Jerry documents series or whatever. I wanted to originally make a vid about Jerry's tinier fuck-ups, but well, let's just say that a little bird told me something a bit more interesting. So you see, what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna make this video into two parts. This video will focus on the newer information that's been recently released or leaked about Jerry. The latter one will be more attuned to the first video that I previously posted, a ranterish, banterish video with little Jerryisms here and there. Now, enough of this, let's dig in. Actually, you know what? Sorry for that delay. This is the last one, I promise. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can look at these documents yourselves and check out what Gerald's mind was like back in the days. Now, I want to give a bit more relevant information to keep all of you up to speed. Earlier this September, a former friend of Jerry's, Blake, the one that Jerry told to kill himself under his girlfriend's name, blessed us with the first batch of Jerry's admission to sick, twisted fantasies with dogs, having an Oedipus complex, and telling tales of his pedophile girlfriend being an absolute degenerate. Now, these admissions were all compiled and posted by another former friend of Jerry's, Brittany. Today, we'll take a look at another batch. Now, once again, delivered by Blake and by Brittany. Reminder, once you start reading this, you have to start from the bottom and, you know, work your way to the top because that's how they're set, you know, chronologically speaking. Now, the first 11 or so documents are pretty tame. You know, they mostly serve up as a setup so you can understand what the mindset was. You know, they have a much more normal feeling compared to the previous docs, as well as even this one, as well as the following ones, I would say. It mostly talks about Tumblr genders. No, this one in particular... Oh god, this one in particular made me chuckle. It's essentially Jerry lying about how he was almost raped while walking home, but the rapist stopped in his tracks once he found out that Jerry was actually a man. Come on, Jerry, don't flatter yourself like that, dude. Jesus Christ. Brittany later on describes her struggles with suicidal tendencies, and you'll notice that this becomes more and more apparent as the documents move on. Now, in the next 15 documents, Jerry starts his girlfriend's dramatic life story, how his girlfriend was caught molesting underage girls and being under possession of child pornography. Jerry asks if he should extend the jail time for his girlfriend by leaving said child porn in her PC. Now, because there is no true risk, he decides to leave the PC alone and let her take the 30 years.
10 years, 40 years, 200 years? How about I'm doing none of them?
Now, more casual conversations follow. Apparently, Jerry got a hold of some pictures from Brittany that he really shouldn't have, but it's okay because it was his girlfriend that conveniently did so and sent them to him a couple of days before she was locked up. Now, in the next 15... oh, Jesus. In the next 15, you get Jerry talking shit about Blake, and Jerry doesn't listen and believe Blake's rape story. Let's see, a little bit of gossip, and then Jerry props up Tara as the Ben Garrison of child molesters, where Ben Garrison is good at killing minorities and Jews. You know, Tara's the same for for children, if you will. He then lies about beating up his ex when he found out all of these horrible crimes in jail. You know, the fucking mood change in this one is great. Like, it starts off with Jerry trying to tell a joke, but then he turns into genocidal Jerry for a second. Later on, Jerry has a precursor spurg out to the big spurg out. You know, a sort of, why aren't you answering my text kind of precursor. Now, the last bunch are a build-up of the chimp out Jerry had with Brittany, up until the critical fight posts. I would say the critical fight posts are probably the most important ones in this whole document. I'm not saying, you know, disregard the other ones, but these ones, I would say you definitely have to read. Now, it starts off with Jerry pretty much admitting that he can't continue lying to himself about him wanting to get this transgender shit done. Then he deletes Brittany from absolutely everything. He comes back limping back, and he says the reason why he acted like such a cunt to her in those documents was because he had a caffeine withdrawal. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if Jerry sobered up from his caffeine, wouldn't he exactly be in his sort yourself bucko kind of mindset. So, some final thoughts. With the context and the description given in every other screenshot, and the choice of words in the descriptions, as well as, you know, the contrast of what goes on in each screenshot and how she, Brittany, describes them, you truly do get this feeling of massive disappointment from Brittany's side. A feeling of frustration, not knowing... a feeling of frustration, not just from trying to build something, but from seeing this time, effort, these emotions, neuron power, and I'm using the next term very charitably, giving free passes for his behavior. I mean, nothing, getting nothing almost out of it in the end. All of this collapsed in front of her slowly. You know, seeing that transformation take place and not noticing it because it's a slow decay. It's kind of like having a family member growing up with you. You know, you could say to some degree it's like that family member dies when, you know, what you mean by that is they deeply disappoint you. Now, in relation to this screenshot in particular, Brittany, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I read a lot of the stuff you had to say and stuff, and I got more of a feel of who you are. I can't say I agree with you on a lot. I really, I really can't, but I'm not going to be a cunt to you. You know, I will say this much. Go ahead and make your pony commentary videos. I guarantee you will become popular. Much more popular than Jerry, as long as you just have a better attitude than he does, which you already do, and that you don't reject your fans, nor try to put yourself above them like he does. And I think you'll be just fine. So go for your commentaries. You know, do what you gotta do. You know, it's kind of funny. Like you tell Jerry throughout this whole little text or this context, do what you feel, Jerry. Do what you feel yourself to be like. Well, now why don't you take your own advice? You know, it's sort of it's a massive case of do as I say, not as I do, kind of.